back at the new time. I gotta say this. For me personally, a 2-hour difference really feels strange. It does. Normally, at 12 o'clock, or a little after is when I finish filming everything, edit everything, and I upload it to YouTube. I watch the thing. I take my notes. I film the thing, and I edit the thing, and I upload the thing. So this is going to be a bit of an adjustment when usually it takes me about an hour and a half to an hour to film and edit. Now it's going to be from 11 to 12 to 1 to 2. So you're welcome. See, I'm devoted to you guys because I love you guys. That's why I do this. But let's get into the show. Was it good? Hell yeah, it was good. Is it more grittier? Is it more gritty? Is it more... What is the word I'm looking for? More, let's say like burlesque-like. Being a little risque. Well, we had a little bit of risque when it came to the lovely Scarlett Bordeaux, and I'll get to her in a minute. I'll say I think they look like they're going there to be more risque, to be going from PG to PG, maybe 17. That's what I think. I don't think they're going to show total nudity. That's not going to happen in a wrestling show. But they're going to come close, I think. I think that's what they want to do. Come a bit closer to being very naughty and more gritty and more grit than what they are now. But it's still a question if they will do that. That's just my point of view. It's still subjective. You guys draw your own conclusions. But I will say this was a good show. Very little did I didn't hate any of the segments. I will say it was a little strange for some of the segments, but it does not mean they were bad. Let's start with Trevor Lee versus Sami Callihan. Now, the smoke show appears. Scarlett Bordeaux comes out sexy as hell, and you know what John Collis wants to do. He wants to give her his bald head. I'm not talking about the one with the hair on his head like this. At least that's what he portrays, which I do enjoy way more than, I'm being honest here, Corey Graves' horniness over... I gotta be careful how I say this. I don't want to sound too disrespectful. If you're talking about how Mandy Rose is built compared to the smoke show of a Scarlett Bordeaux, let's be honest. Mandy Rose is smoking hot. Those boobs of hers are much more bigger and voluptuous than a Scarlett Bordeaux. But to be honest, Scarlett may be a bit more prettier. And when you see Corey Graves' horniness compared to John Collis' horniness, I like John Collis' horniness way more than Corey Graves. It is more believable. It is more funnier. So I gotta say that. But she does come out, and this is connected to her doing a talent search where she was, it's in my face, in a freaking, well, bathtub. Of course she's wearing clothes. Some level she's wearing clothes. And there are guys, and I did take one picture, you probably see it right there. One guy, well, multiple guys, like 3 guys, trying to impress her. One for a coffee maker, one doing karate, or kung fu. I think karate. And the other one being a, what, a voice actor. I'm saying this, it's different. I actually like this more than most segments you will see on WWE any day. I'm enjoying it. So what do we get for Sami Callihan versus Trevor Lee? You see, I believe his name is Dave Chris. I keep forgetting Dave and Jake's, who's Dave and who's Jake, because I don't really pay that much attention to them because they're an afterthought. I'm sorry, guys. OVE is an afterthought. As I said before, Sami Callihan is the only focus for OVE, so Dave and Jake Chris are afterthoughts. But I believe it was David who was just so horny over Scarlett Bordeaux, he wasn't paying attention. And in the end, you almost got Sami losing. But he does win, and he tries to make an example of Trevor Lee, at least until Brian Cage come out and pretty much kicks his ass. Almost kicks his ass. But he does kick, like I said, the extras in the Dave and Jake Crist. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, the Crist brothers are garbage now. It does not mean they're bad wrestlers or they couldn't have great characters. They're being lackeys for Sami Callihan. It really hurts. See, I'm being realistic here, that the tag division really isn't that hot at all. As much as the OGs and LAX are hot, we don't really have anything else. And it's really sad. And since I'm talking about them, LAX versus the Heavenly Bodies. I'm okay with that. They looked alright. The OGs did a video segment beforehand, but the match itself, when Santana and Ortiz was in that ring, was great. I say it before and I'll say it again. Santana and Ortiz are two great wrestlers. There's only one major problem they have, and that's talking on the mic. I always feel like to really see if you're a really well-rounded wrestler, you need to be able to talk on the mic. And since we never seen them talk on the mic, that just makes them lacking. It just does. Now, let's take the flip side of that. And LAX wins. But let's take the flip side of that on someone who did show improvement in her talking. And that is Tessa Blanchard. We had a video segment in the back with Tessa talking to Taya Valkyrie. To be honest, and I'll say this again, as much as people love Tessa Blanchard, like I said again, I'm not against Tessa. I just feel like she's missing things still. But I'm not going to say when she does something good, I'm not going to compliment her on it. Because this segment when she was with Taya felt a lot more organic than what she normally talks. And it actually felt pretty damn good. I was alright with it. But I do say this, and I'm going to be honest. Tessa should not be champ. It should be Taya. Not because Johnny Impact, and I hate saying his name, but I'm going to say it for completion. As champ, it makes better sense for Tessa because she has nothing to do. I'm sorry, guys. You guys believe she's the be-all, end-all. And I do believe that one day she will be that. She still needs work. She's great. She's better, and I'm saying this clearly. I'm not a Charlotte fan. I'm not. I know Charlotte has good potential, but she's acting like her dad. More she acts like her dad, the more she tries to do something that her dad may do, the more she's sloppy. Then you got Tessa, who's not acting like Telly. She's not. She's acting like Tessa Blanchard, which I commend her for. And she is way better than Charlotte. She just is, because of one reason. You can say a lot about Tessa, and I do. I say sometimes she gets brash. I'll say sometimes she does not want to sell. And I repeat again, she doesn't sell. You can see it. When she's not in the mood to sell, she's got an attitude with that. But when she's on point, she can do the job. And she adapts compared to Charlotte. Charlotte is not an adaptive wrestler. She needs specific people to make her look good. Tessa, I believe, can go in the ring with anyone and have a good to great match. It doesn't matter if they're very bad, somewhere in the middle, or good. She can probably get the best out of them. And I'll say this again, her segment was good. There you go. Hopefully you guys are happy. Now, what do we got here? Raju versus Gaba. What did we just see? I don't know what we saw. It was good to see it. Something different. A student facing a teacher. But I really feel like it should have been hyped up better. I think it could have been something special. If they waited a couple of weeks for Gaba to start showing some footage of him when he used to wrestle years ago and built up to it and built up to it and making Raju feel really guilty but then feel really nervous about it, I think that would have been really good. If they had a month's build on this, that could have been excellent. But unfortunately, they do it very briefly, like a 2-week build. And in this case, it wasn't bad. He was in the ring. I gotta say, the crowd in Queens was good. And they did this throughout the night. I did enjoy it. Yes, their cheers were very low. Mostly due to the fact there wasn't that many people there. I mean, it was a packed place, but compared to thousands of people, when you got a few hundred people, you can hear the difference. But it doesn't make a difference as long as the crowd there, that's maybe 200 or 300 or 400 people, cheer their hearts out. And the majority of the time they did. In the end, you got some guy coming from the back, and I didn't know who it was, who gives a gut bust to the Raju that looks like he made him throw up. In the end, Gaba, when the match was over, Gaba pretty much won, even though he wasn't basically refed to do 1, 2, 3. But in the end, this new guy helps up Raju, and it looks like the Dexy Hit Squad is back in business with now a new guy in it. I don't know exactly how to feel. Not that it was a bad segment, but I just feel like you gotta wonder where they're going. Hopefully it's somewhere good. Now, Falaba and KM versus Moose and Killer Kross. This was the second best match of the night. It was. I really did enjoy it. Now, I know I may not have many people agree with me, but I do believe that it was really good. When it came to KM, he's a little stiff being barefoot. That's just me. There are certain people that really look like they'll be great as barefoot wrestlers. Falaba is a great barefoot wrestler. KM, particularly that he doesn't wrap up his ankles and his feet, looks awkward in the ring, stiff. He looks stiff in the ring as a barefoot wrestler. Does not mean he can't do the job. He just looks a bit stiff. Not saying he's afraid to break his ankle or hurt his feet. He just feels a bit stiff. Now the match itself was good. To a certain point, great. For me personally, I enjoy Falaba. And I enjoy Cam. Falaba is really being cheered. People are loving Falaba. Even though the crowd wasn't very big, they were cheering their asses off for him. Both sides were taking stiff ass hits. And Killer Kross got cut in the back. Particularly when KM did a helo. The boy is maybe 6'6", 6'5", easily. No, 6'7", easily. And he did a freaking helo where basically Moose and Killer Kross had to eat it. And that's why I think Killer Kross got cut in the back. In the end, Killer Kross does win on KM. But the thing was, you got Moose being pulled away by Eddie. Eddie pretty much comes back, grabs him, goes to the roof, and they start fighting. And they made that pretty dramatic. This is something the WWE does not get. They don't get it. They don't film it right. They're always generally inside the venue so much, near their own trucks and their own vehicles, it doesn't feel special. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. A lot of times to make something special, you need to be away from your equipment so you can feel the venue itself, not see the truck of the WWE glaring in your face. That's why I always had a problem with the WWE. They didn't go outside the venue, or at least being a part of the venue that didn't feel like every other venue they've been to. And it's not the point that it's big. It's just they got to make it look special. And they made it look special on the roof of the building. Seeing that Kenny, the kendo stick, pretty much was used a lot was fine. I was alright with it. In the end, Moose escapes, locks Eddie upstairs. He's talking to the cane. Alicia comes out. She's angry at him, and he puts a kiss on her saying, "You make me crazy." And she's saying, "You're driving me crazy with this. What is wrong with you? Stop it." And he gives her a big kiss saying, "You make me crazy too." And she doesn't know what to get of it, but you know what could have made it more interesting? If she took that kiss and said, I like this crazy Eddie. Tasty. I think that would have been more interesting in her character, instead of just shaking her head like she can't stand it. That would have been more interesting. That's just me. Let's see here. What am I forgetting here? What else? I'm trying to remember. There's a lot. All right. When it came to the OGs, when it came to King being angry as hell, wanted to get back at LAX, get back at Conan, where he was so smug. He's thinking Conan is so damn smug. I hate these stupid bosses. They don't see that we're the right ones. And we can't touch them. I can't stand it. And it's Homicide who says, don't worry about it, we'll figure a way. He said, we can't get him, we can't touch him. And then King gets it. He says, I think I know a way. I know a way. I love King's work. He does great. I gotta say this about Kingston. I was never fond of Kingston. I wasn't. I was not fond when he was first brought in. I felt he just was missing something. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. When he came in, what was the name of the faction that MVP was running? The Beatdown Clan. I just wasn't feeling it when it came to him. But now, I'm feeling him. His mic work, his persona is so fun and good and vicious. As long as he understands that he's got to stay within the OGs in this and they don't really mess up the OGs, he's fine with me. Now, let me see, am I forgetting anything? Oh, Rich Swann and Willie Mack had their segment of drinking some soda, looked like some liquor, talking about when they were bound for glory, talking about how wonderful it was, and pretty much saying, hey, I want my singles match with you, my brother. Next week, me and you going one-on-one. No problems between us. I just want competition. I want to show the people how good we are. And now Rich Swann is going to have a match with Willie Mack, which I'm alright with. That is okay. But the question's going to be where they're going to go with this. Is it going to be that they're going to be a tag team after this? I think it would be wise to make them a tag team. Not because they're two black guys, just because they seem to complement one another. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Kiera Hogan versus Su Yung with Ali in tow. Excuse me. Hiccup. With Ali in tow. I love me Kiera Hogan. I truly believe, and I know people don't agree, she should have been Impact Champion already. She could have easily been a transitional champion. And that could have helped Su Yung. That could have helped Ali. And that could have helped Tessa Blanchard in some form or fashion months ago. I do believe it could have helped them. Now, if she becomes champ next year, I'm all for it. But I do believe she could have become champ months ago. Well before Tessa really got anywhere. Because when you see the ring work she's doing compared to Ali's ring work in the last 6 months, it is apparent, yes, Kiera Hogan is younger in the business than Ali. Cherry Bomb has been around a bit longer, easily, than Kiera Hogan. But Kiera is not acting botchy as much as Ali is. She looked good in the ring working with Su Yung. She just did. She flowed well. And in the end, after getting dumped outside the ring onto that ramp, and Ali jumps onto the ramp and saying, back off, don't you go near her. And it's Su Yung giving her a stare down, and Ali backs down. She's acting scared. What does that exactly mean? That could be one of two things. One, Ali's about to become an undead, what is it? Undead maiden? I can't remember what they call themselves. Bridesmaid, sorry, the undead bridesmaid. She might just transform into an undead bridesmaid because she has no soul. This would bring easily back Rosemary to fight Su Yung to get back Ali and her soul, with probably Kiera Hogan in tow. Which, mind you, I don't like seeing Kiera Hogan in that position. I just don't. But it looks like it's going to be there. That she'll probably help out, or she'll be a block device for Rosemary or for Ali to deal with Rosemary. That's what I think this is going to end eventually. Rosemary will be facing a dead, soulless Ali as a undead bridesmaid. That's what I think is going to happen. That's just me. Now, if I'm forgetting anything, I'm sorry. Finally, the end of the night. You have Phoenix versus Johnny, which was the best match of the night. And I've always said this, for me personally, I am a person who likes a well-rounded wrestling match. Have a little bit of high flying, have a little bit of grapple, have some psychology in the middle of that to try and make it all mean something. Because a lot of time people want to just do all high flying. Sometimes too much technical without a story does not make sense. A high flying match has to have a story to make some sense. Now, in this case, I'm not high flying, I'm enthusiast. But I will say the high flying in this particular match made sense. You got two guys who do one a parkour lucha libre style and one who does straight lucha libre. That's what we got. And you got a story of two guys. One guy, and I have to say Phoenix's vid package was really good. Speaking English, talking about Conan, talking about him being an influence on him and his brother Pentagon Jr. I'll be covering Conan in a minute, along with the OGs. You know where I'm going. But it was a good video package with him speaking English. I really did enjoy it. Johnny, when he did his interview with Mackenzie, it was okay. Let's be honest about Johnny. He's just not very good on the mic. I don't think he ever was great on the mic. There are moments where he does shine. When he is really in it and he's pissed off about something, or he's really in it and he cares about something, he's okay. Here, he was botchy. Here, he didn't really feel that important. Now, mind you, not saying they're not really real friends in real life, but it just didn't come to me like it was important. Now, the match itself, damn good flying match. A lot of spots. That makes sense for their styles. Johnny Impact, why am I saying Johnny Impact? Johnny did more parkour than Lucha Libre. He is a parkour type of style wrestler. Then you got Lucha Libre, and in this case, Phoenix looked very good, very few botches. I love the jumping off and headbutting in a spin on Johnny. That was some good shit. I could not catch it because it was moving too fast, unfortunately. But whatever shots I've got, you've been seeing it, and it was really a great match. In the end, Johnny won. I didn't expect him to lose here. He did Starship Pain. He showed Phoenix a lot of respect because he loved him. He left the ring to let him have his moment. And then the OGs came in and kicked his ass. And then Pentagon came from the back to protect him. Makes sense with that situation because he did say in the video package that Conan was an influence and felt like a dad to him. At least they tied it together compared to the WWE that does not. What do we got in this show? A damn good show. I enjoyed it. One risque moment with Scarlett Bordeaux showing maybe real cleavage. Well, it is real cleavage. She got real boobs. It's just you kind of wish, could she truly be naked under those bubbles? We know she's not, but still you can imagine saying, I just want to grab those and just show I love her. That's how men and women will think that have dirty minds. Men and women. There are women who like bodies like that. Anyway, this is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Have a good night. I hope you give it a like. Peace.